Hello and welcome. My name is John Gora. In this episode, we are going to look at how one can face the society after rejection. And the society here, I mean that very thing that you fear after you have been rejected. You can be rejected for a job offer. You can also be rejected in a relationship. You can as well be rejected even before the relationship begins. You can be rejected in a workplace where already you have been enrolled as part and parcel of that team. So rejection can come from all angles on all aspects of life. But the most difficult thing is not about the type of rejection. The most important thing and the most difficult thing is how to challenge yourself into getting back to the system or getting back to the real you after that rejection. So what happens once a rejection has occurred? A lot of times, what comes up are some forces that we call the enemies of the person who has been rejected. These enemies can be within. They can also be part of those who are around you. Enemies can also be just those people who are very close to you. Your friends, your families, your loved ones, your teammates, or even those who employ you as your bosses. So the question one will be asking me that why should I come up again? Why should I wake up to face the reality of the rejection? The first thing I would like to advise you before we go ahead with this episode, remember each and every rejection is always a redirection. You need to realize that when you are rejected in one place, you are being redirected to another place. When a rejection comes your way, that is why those who believe in Christianity and those who believe in God do say that when one door closes, God always opens another door. And this time, He opens a bigger door. So don't focus much on the doors that have been closed. Focus in what is coming ahead of you. Focus in the doors that are still there for you, that has got a secret password that you need to acquire for you to open them. These are the most important doors in your life when you face a rejection. So what happens after all, after you've been rejected with the society, with your loved ones, with your company, with your bosses, with your own family, with life, with your own self? You can sometimes reject yourself. So there is always that one thing that will always talk or speak in you, that will energize you or will push some powers for you to come back, for you to stay put, for you to find yourself again, for you to be part of the system that threw you outside. You need to reclaim yourself. You need to reclaim your position within that society. So how do you do this? There is always one push that we call love. Love comes in very different ways. You can love a person romantically. You can love a person as a brother. You can love a person as a Christian brother or a Muslim brother or a Hindu brother. Those who believe in infinity, you can love a person just because of appreciating that in the power of infinity. But then, what love am I talking about? Have you ever known why you should get back to reclaim this power? You should get back to know the kind of love that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the love that clings you into that which you believe is worth a walk, is worth a search, is worth your energy. In most cases, you'll find yourself in something pushing you and telling you it is worthy to do this. That is the power that takes us away from the effects of rejection into positivity and the power of rejection. When you find the power that is in rejection, you find yourself, you find what you believe in, you find what you love. And these people who regain self, who find themselves after rejection, always come to be powerful in one way or the other. Let's take, for example, Jack Maa. If you look at his story, this is a man who was rejected, the last person and the only one out of the people who went for an interview that was rejected by the society, by his employer, by what he loved doing most. But then he became a big person because he reclaimed the power of rejection, and he did not look at the effects, look at the negative side of being rejected. He understood the reason why he had to stand alone on the side of rejection. And you can find out that those who are accepted into that system or that regime are nowhere to beat Jack Ma today. So it is a way of stopping being coward. It's a way of stopping being intimidated by the system, intimidated by the power that comes out of the society, intimidated by those forces that always come back to you, haunting you and telling you nobody has ever done this, and therefore you cannot do it. There are some forces that are terrible. There are some forces that will get you out of what your passion is all about. There are some forces that will take you down 6 feet underground. But look at it this way. You owe it to yourself. Kill that idiot that is stopping you from reaching that goal that you've always wanted to reach. And this idiot that is always trying to get people out of this is always called the rejection. You can reject yourself. There's a power of rejection. If you allow it to come into you, if you allow it to consume you and put you to a certain angle or a certain position, the truth is you will never stand, because the power of rejection, it's very strong, it's magnetic, it can cling you to one side of your room or house, it can take you under your bed in your bedroom so that the world cannot see you, so that you don't get your face out. Sometimes you've been divorced, sometimes you've been rejected, your company took you out of a position that you claimed, a position that made you the powerful man around the city. What happens? When rejection strikes, everybody wants to talk about you. And that's the power of rejection. The society starts to speak about you. They talk ill about you. And the power of rejection starts to claim its power into you. If you allow it to consume you and you don't remember that you owe everything to yourself, you will go down. And the power of rejection will overtake every single achievement that you have scored in this world. Sometimes I always tell myself there's so many things that I do that to some people it looks wastage of time. To some people it doesn't look something great. But do you know that even the same guy that you are following right now, who's got millions of followers, who've got thousands and thousands of followers on social media, that person that you really would wish to be like today started with just a 0 follower? Have you ever reminded yourself that even a billionaire today who is alive, there was a point where he had 0 in his account, but that account started to generate $1, $2, $3, until today we are talking about billions. So there is the power that is in us of a continuity, going there again and again, applying job again and again, get rejected 1,000 or million times, but continue applying the jobs, going back to that woman that you so love and express your feelings to them. The more you get rejected, the more the power of being yourself comes into you. And the power of rejection, if allowed to consume your mind and if allowed to dictate how you do your things, it really distinguishes that which is supposed to be yours from that which is not supposed to be yours. You've got to ask yourself, how ready am I to risk everything that I have to get what I'm looking for? Because this is where the power of rejection gets defeated. Are you able to risk? Are you able to fail? Are you able to try again? How consistent are you? How are you pursuing it? Is it what your passion is all about? Is it what you love to see happening in your life? This is how we reclaim our power and our position and ourself from the power of rejection, because it is so powerful that even the kings of this world obeys it. Remember, babies always try so many times to stand on their 2 feet. They don't do it once. They do it consistently. They fall and wake up. They fall and get up. They fall again and get up. And within no time, these babies stand on their feet. And when you look at their faces so closely, you can always see that happiness. You will sometimes see them smiling or laughing or even crying. It is just appreciation of the miles they have achieved. So how ready are you to stick to what you are following after being rejected is very, very important. Remember, everyone talks about falling in love. Nobody has ever talked about rising in love. Do you know why? What you really need, you must fall for it. You must obey it. You must give into it. You must surrender to it. And that's why people fall for love. So surrender to what you are really looking forward to having. Surrender to it. Surrender to your ambition. Surrender to your passion. Don't rise for it. Surrender to it. And you'll find yourself cultivating, you'll find yourself working so hard to make sure that you fall for it and it falls back with you. This is how we get back our power after rejection. Because what I said, the power of rejection is in the power of redirection. If you chew this, you can remember that nothing in this world is worthwhile unless you take risks. And remember, Nelson Mandela said that no passion can be found when you are playing small. My name is John Gora, the motivator.